Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to BYT. Since we have rain and everything coming in today and high winds, I'm going to work on getting them heater hoses out of the bus. So, I'm going to find me a container to put all that antifreeze in, and hopefully I find one big enough. See what that happens. See you in a bit. Alright, so here's what we have to do. Here and here, or somewhere in this vicinity, you got a C-clamp, 2 pieces of flat metal. Top, bottom, C-clamp together, and pinch off the hoses. I'm going to do that to both of them before I can disconnect them from that elbow right there. And once they're clamped here, it's not going to allow water that way or antifreeze that way or that way, which will allow me to take that elbow and put it back in place over here once I cut the lines. So my plan is to get rid of that completely. In order to do that, though, I have to get rid of this stuff first, then go outside underneath and take my bucket and do the same thing, clamp the hoses on the other side of that heater, because there's a T underneath, and on this side of the T is where that is going to have its forever home. That well, that elbow, semi-elbow. So I have to first drain this part of the system, then get underneath, clamp off both lines again on this side of that heater, drain the next part of the system, cut the hoses, reinstall that. And now I know some people say, well, why don't you just start underneath and clamp it? Because I'm not sure if I'm going to completely get rid of this yet. I do know I gotta get rid of all this hose, but I have not completely 100% determined whether or not I'm going to get rid of both of these heaters. I'm going to say more than likely, but not 100% yet. So I want to keep this in place just in case I need to, put a heater back over here or something. That's still there. I can run my hoses out and hook up a heater. So, but just by horseshoeing this, I will be able to clean up all of this. Because my issue is I'm trying to get under here so I can get this wood here removed, which I have to take the seat off and stuff, so I can see what's going on under there. But I can't with the heater in the way. So I'm still trying to configure around that. Anyways, we'll see you in a bit. Alright, that should minimize any loss of fluid from the radiator system. Usually they self-purge. If any air gets in, it's done through the radiator. So with those being clamped off, bucket to drain in. I can actually pull these out probably to the steps. I'm gonna try to get over there where I can put the bucket down underneath them and get these things to flow out. See in a minute. Well, there it is, all cleaned up. Now that's not 100% kink, so water antifreeze can still pass through. Just a thought I was having. These heater hoses help disperse heat in the summertime. So I'm going to do a little research on this. And I just may end up getting a better elbow than that one. Reattaching these lines, because there's going to be there's going to be the bathroom and everything's going to be over here, and I just may run these lines back where they belong. And I still have all the pieces and covers outside, where I can put them right back up against the rail, and then just bring them back for dispersing heat to keep the engines from overheating. Because under the doghouse there are a bunch of valves. Which I really don't know a whole lot about. I know they're part of the heater system, just by the hoses that they're hooked to. And these were getting warm when the bus was running. These, I know there was antifreeze running through them, getting warm. So before I completely disregard this section, I may think about just putting them back that way and then horseshoeing them back up and putting them back up against the outer wall for engine purposes. Just like turning on your heater. You turn the heaters on, your engine starts to overheat in a car, you turn the heaters on, and it helps bring the temperature down by circulating all that water and blowing the heat off of all that. Which I still have that heater, and it works, and I still have the front heater. And my biggest debate right now has been whether to take this door and turn it into a big door that just opens outwards, like I see so many people do, or configure a locking system that I can lock my door securely where people can't break in. So I really like the idea of being able to open the door while you're going down the road, along with the window. You can open the window, open the door while you're driving, and really let in the fresh air. So that's one of the things I am looking into. I think I got it figured out. It's a locking system that I want to be able to, because I have the keys to this lock, and it works. I want to be able to just turn it, lock it, unlock it, turn it, lock, unlock, and then lock it with the key. Because once this locks, you're not turning this. So I'd like to, figure that out. And I think I have an idea, of how to do that. But we'll just have to wait and see. Because right now, this flip lock here thing, it's kind of janky. Not the greatest thing ever invented. You know, it's more of a deterrent than anything. It's not really doing anything. So, alright, see you in a bit. Alright, well there's number 1 installed. And I stood back over here in the opposite corner of it. Make sure I could look straight at the LEDs. And I can still move it up, down, in, out. So, it's in the corner, it's up out of the way. I'm going to be doing the same thing over here on this side. And they're not wired or anything. I am just putting them in place. Getting an idea. I'll test them out tonight. We'll get them all wired up. Let the wires tucked back up inside. And when it gets dark out, I'll turn off all my garage lights. And then I will turn on these lights and see where I can adjust the beams to get the most distance. So I want to be able to sit in my seat. I need to be able to see when I'm backing up this rear bumper and anything by it. So I am hoping it's going to light up from this edge back, and then on the other side it'll light up from that edge back. So we shall see, because I have the reverse camera, so I'll be able to use it along with the spotlights to see what's behind me. Like I said, these are in the red, that's in the green. So I got almost a 3-foot tongue on that trailer, and about that much of the boat is in the green. From there back is in green. So from here to here is your yellow, and then from here to here is your reds. So I'm pretty sure I can get a good idea. And even when the gate's up, I can put markers on the gate so that I can see in the reverse camera, so I can be able to tell my hitch lined up with whatever I'm towing. So that's what I'm working on now. And I went through and I buttoned up all these wires all the way down, all the way up to the control panel. Got them all zip tied in place, not hanging around anymore. One thing at a time. See you in a minute. And there you have it. There's one. There's two. They look kind of small from here. But as you can see as we get closer, they are getting brighter. 4 bulb. They're what I could afford. And I will show you. There are 1,050 lumens. These are what I got. So you're looking at, they're submersible, see? Dust tight. I was seeing somewhere on there, right there. 30 foot. That should be plenty enough. So we'll see. I'll go check them out at night, but they are wired up. They're hooked to the optional equipment switch right up here. There you go. Turn that off. And they're off. So I will do final adjustments on them before I silicone the holes. I'll make sure that these wires are not on this sharp edge. I will make sure they're up out of the in the silicone, away from the edge, coming out center. And I'll do that on both sides. You don't want them chafing. It's like this. This one's all done now, sealed. I still have the silicone around that, but being held up to the ceiling, the wire's not going nowhere. It's nice and tight. So that's all wired in as well. Now all I have to do is finish up making a mount for the screen. and get it mounted, get that screen right there mounted above the shift lever. So it does it. The power is on. Should come up. Oh, it's showing no signal. That's not good. Power's on. I have to go to the back now. This is why we don't button nothing up. I got power here. My power's good. Figure this out and see what I find. Oh, there it is. Got the video back. These little plugs right there are really cheap. I had to hardwire it in the roof. I had to pull this back down. I had to hardwire these two little guys right there, the ground positive. So I am going to connect all this back together and get it sealed up nice and good where they ain't going nowhere, and then I'll tuck it back in the roof and have to re-silicone. See it a bit. Now that they're ready for back in the roof, I am double checking up there, which I still have, right? I still have my monitor on. Right there. So that's that. Now here's the mount I come up with for my monitor. It's crude, yet effective. I marked my holes back here, and it will sit once it's mounted. It will sit pretty much like that. Easy access, highly visible, not in my way driving. So, be nice and straight. Easy backing up. Because I am keeping my mirror, my rear view mirror up, so I'll actually be able to open my back door and look out the center if I need to. So once the door is in place, which hopefully after this rainstorm I will get a good results of water inside the living compartment, and be able to move forward with patching all these holes and starting to build out the inside. That's what I'm looking forward to anyways. I'm hoping. I only got one color left to paint outside, so hopefully all my work has paid off and there won't be any water on the inside, unless, from the wind. Can't really hide from that. So Then I can get, that cleaned up, finished painted. I'm going to pull all my lights down before I do my next coat of paint. And that way they're out of the way and I can just paint. Don't have to worry about them. Get that painted. Get all these uppers painted. And I can start painting the inside. Working my way down. Because I am going to paint the inside before I build it out. I'm going to prime the floor. Seal all the holes. Seal all the seams. And then, because I have to put that door, I have to figure out how wide that door is. So I can move those two uprights. Put them in place permanently. Notch out that bottom piece that's currently in the doorway. So I can put a threshold in. Because I still haven't decided what I'm doing, how much I'm going to insulate the floor. I am going to insulate it to some extent, but I haven't decided on how much. That back wall will be insulated. I might get some insulation and come through before I put these all back on and just, stick what I can inside here. Over here is going to be a little bit more difficult because of the wiring, unless I use a spray foam or something, and just let it wrap around the wires and trim it. Yeah, that would make it very difficult to get in. I might just get some insulation and take pieces and chunks and just stick them in behind there. I have to insulate the front, that box there, and above the door. So it all has to be insulated. And the curtains I'm going to make are going to be highly insulated curtains. The backings of them there'll be a blackout curtain, but I'm done. It'll be whatever design I want on the front, facing outwards. And then the inside will be a moving blanket, basically. A packing blanket. So I will make my curtains insulated. And that should help. And of course, like the windows, certain windows will be blacked out. Certain ones will just have partial tint or mirror. And that should help with the cooling and heating. We spent a week in October for the last 2 years in the van that's out front with only the insulation that's in it. I did put reflective material in the windows, and it helped greatly reduce the escaping of the cool air from the air conditioner. So this shouldn't be too bad. It does have insulation in the ceiling. It does have insulation in the walls. It's missing insulation in these areas in the windows. So if I insulate the windows with a good curtain, it should help greatly with the heating and cooling. So that's what I'm working on. I'm gonna mount that, or drill my hole in the back for the wires to come through, and I'm going to use part of this loom here that came off the old AC unit that was on the back that was removed. I need to clip these wires, get them out from underneath the doghouse, seal the ends of them, and then I can pull portions of this loom apart and use it as I need it. So that's what my plans are today, is to get that buttoned up, get the holes, get the wires ran, get it mounted properly. I already have the wires tied up here. I have the issue fixed. I have to do something with this power wire, figure out where I'm going to mount it, or what I'm going to connect it to. I want to connect it to a power source that's hooked to the ignition. So whether I run it over here to the fuse block, which I may put it on its own breaker or its own fuse. just because there's a lot of open spaces over there. There's a lot of fuses that are not being used. So that's what I may do. And you see, the good thing is, key's off, power's off, even though I forgot to turn it off. So, and I have enough wire to plug it in. I mean, I got from here all the way, all that wire right there. I can just run it to the fuse block and hook it to its own fuse. Which, you know, if it makes sense, that's how you do it. You know, and then everything will be in a loom underneath my gauges, so I won't have to worry about it. See, every time I move this, I get a slow air leak. So I might put some pipe dope on that connection, because my secondary tank, man, it holds air for days. Main tank, yeah, it'll slowly bleed down over time, a couple 3 days before it's empty. But the more they can hold air, the better, I guess. I know the sit brake systems worked where when air pressure gets low, they automatically engage. So even if the button's in, air pressure drops, brakes engage themselves, which is I kind of like that. And now that I'm done with this back here, I can get these wires tucked back up in there, and I can start working on these covers, which I have to cut one of them at an angle and put a cap on it for that area right there. See you soon. Alright, well, there's the monitor. I just tested it. Everything works. So I can get a good look over here at the loom. I will have to tighten that up a little bit, tuck it in a little bit more before I tape it up, clean it up. But it goes in and to the back. It's all mounted, solid, highly visible, adjustable. Here we go, backup camera, morning news. Alright, here it is. Ignition, no power. Turn on the ignition, power. Start it. Now, switch up here. Turn it on. And there's my morning news. Mode. AV. No signal. Over here, strobe light. Turn it on. Bam. There it is. Well, my little solar powered light, motion activated, just came on. You see it's getting kind of dark. There's the back of the bus. So here we go. Kind of cool. Alright, here we go. Oh yeah, I can see the boat in the mirror. Out here. Not too bad. not too bad at all. See, I can still adjust them to where it's kind of tight. Yep, I'll have to loosen that one. I got it a little too tight. But yeah, that's gonna, that lights up the whole inside. I'm gonna take my zoom out. So my two backup lights. I'd call that a success. You know, this one over here, I need to adjust more that way. So, and then once all these walls are painted with gloss paint, I think it's going to project the light that much better. So, oh, it's starting to sprinkle. So yeah. Pretty. The little suckers are pretty bright. Oh yeah, now we can check out this little guy. Let's see. Flip the switch. Give me some power. Yeah, we got some really hellacious winds picking up. There you go. I can see all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of my pillars on the gate. So, turn the lights off. Lights on. I think that's going to work. View I have, I can see, step on my brakes, see them in the mirror. Oh yeah, they're really bright. Oh yeah, nice blinkers. You made my side markers. Even out there, my side marker blinker. Blinking in the mirror. So, you see it out, see it here, right here. Check my blinkers. Look at that. Check my brake lights. That is freaking cool. And now we're starting to get the rain, so let's see. I'll find my dome lights. Oh, what's that one? These mirrors? I don't know. Ah, there we go. Yeah. Right here, the mirror. Light switch lights out. Look at that. So you got backup camera, backup lights, they all light up. Makes it really nice. So I will have like 3 of these switches here. That don't have nothing to them right now. That's not to say they won't when I'm done. But, well, the lights down. Not too bad. And let's check out some outside lights real quick. Oh yeah, those headlights are piss poor. The high beams really suck. I think I will go with them LEDs. That's going to be a... That don't look too dang good for driving wise. But I got all my lights outside working. So the running lights. Uh-oh. Why is that light on? Ah. That comes on. Look, that step comes on with my switch for my door. That's good to know. I have the dump switch off on it right now, so it won't open and close by air at the moment. Let me turn my headlights back on. Oh, my headlights are on. I got no dash lights. I don't have no lights in my. Guess what that one is. No, I have no lights on my dashboard. High beams, blinkers, but I don't have any lights. The lights on my panel. And I don't have any lights anywhere else. That's nothing I have to check. You know, I've been curious about this light switch here anyways. Normally, you know, you turn this, it'll brighten and dim out your dash lights. Running lights stay on. Turn my headlights off. But yeah, it's kind of good not to have. I thought this switch over here might have been it. A dimmer switch. But that's not it. The wipers. 3-speed. They work. Oh, look at that. My windshield light washers work. They work on both buttons. Well, that's cool. I can hit them both or just hit one, but still don't. So at least I got the next thing figured out. Like I was saying, at least I got the next thing figured out. I got to figure out my dashboard lights. Well, I don't have any. I'm not even getting a flicker. So, nothing I do. My voltmeter dropped when I do that. Yeah, there it goes. It's going back up now. But no dashboard lights. Well, wasn't that suck? Not being able to drive at night, and if you do drive at night, not being able to see how fast you're going. Yeah, I'm liking the hell out of them backup lights. Yeah. And the camera. Yeah, it's gonna be nice. That's gonna be nice towing stuff. Right there. I can handle that. See you in a bit. Alright everybody, if you like today's content, please like, share, subscribe. Leave me a comment down below. And whatever you're doing out there, be safe, have yourselves a great day. And if you're in the line of these storms that are out there, pay attention to the weather. Hunker down when you have to. And everybody get through it safely, I hope. Until tomorrow, be safe out there.